I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. The 29-year-old Afghani man who is facing first-degree murder charges and assault with a deadly weapon charges after he opened fire on two National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. last week, killing Sarah Beckram and critically injuring Andrew Wolf, who I read is making a recovery. Obviously, we've learned a lot about him over the last week. The Daily Beast is reporting today that he may have been blackmailed by the Taliban before the National Guard shooting. An unnamed intelligence source cited by the Daily Beast says investigators are exploring whether he was threatened by Taliban operatives into doing this shooting. Otherwise, the Taliban would target his remaining family members inside Afghanistan. Other things that I've learned about this guy. When I was driving up to the mountains Monday morning, I listened to, New York Times has a daily podcast that's called The Daily, and their episode from this past Monday, a couple days ago, was about this guy. And they were interviewing a reporter who had done a deep dive into this young man. And this guy was 5 years old when 9/11 happened, and then the United States invaded Afghanistan. And through the CIA, they put together this thing called a Zero Unit, which was basically a hit squad. It was a kill squad, gathering intelligence from Afghani civilians on other Afghani civilians who could be a threat to the United States. And then the United States would use Afghani citizens to target and kill other Afghans. And this young man, his older brother, was a part of the Zero Unit and was fairly prominent in the Zero Unit. And his younger brother, the DC National Guard shooter, was recruited into the Zero Unit by his brother and the CIA when he was 15 years old. And he was in for 10 years. So the CIA trained this young man to be essentially a hitman against other Afghans, primarily, I would assume, Afghani members of the Taliban. And he came over here after we pulled out of Afghanistan in August of 2021. And what he did here in DC is horrific. And I hope he spends the rest of his life in prison for it. I don't think that you can speak intelligently about this situation and these circumstances without acknowledging that we made this guy. We made him. We recruited him into an assassin organization when he was 15 years old. He was a part of that organization for 10 years. And we got him out because he spent 10 years working with the United States. But apparently we didn't get all the members of his family out, because the Taliban is now threatening him to do things in the United States. Otherwise, they will target and presumably kill his remaining family members in Afghanistan. But we made this guy.